Hello, everyone. I just wanted to give a quick video introducing what we're going to be doing for the next few weeks. And I know some of you benefit from listening to me talk about what you're going to do rather than reading. Some of you just don't like reading my instructions anyway. So here I just want to give a quick overview of what we're going to learn, a little bit of why, and then I'll walk you through the online platform that we're going to use. So first, I just want to show you this website right here. This is not something you're using, but I want to show you, what programming looks like. Like here's a more complex program. Here's a very simple one. But this writing stuff like this is what you're going to be learning about. The reason being, as time goes on and technology becomes more advanced and useful, more and more fields are using something like this. So especially engineers are using this, but even mathematicians and biologists and chemists and physicists are using all these kinds of things. And I'm sure as time goes on, even architects may have a use for something like this. If you haven't already, by the way, fill out this check-in survey. I've asked you like 3 times to fill it out, so if you haven't filled it out, please do so. But anyway, let's have a look here. Here's the instructions document that is now on the online work for home page. So you can go through and read this, but I'll give you a quick overview. This video is linked right here. Sign up instructions. You should have signed up already for this thing called CompuScholar. I have a little video here if you haven't signed up yet to roast you. But anyway, here are the sign up instructions again. Login page. You can bookmark this login page. You should bookmark this login page. Click on it, and then this is for after you've signed up. So then you log in. Here's the platform we're using. Now this is the teacher dashboard. You're going to see a student dashboard. I unfortunately cannot access the student dashboard in its entirety, so yours might look slightly different, but I do know that you should see somewhere programming Python Levinson 1. Maybe you're going to end up automatically in here, and if that is the case, then great. And you'll see a bunch of different chapters. They call them chapters, and I know some of you get scared. Like chapter, like a textbook. It's not really like that. They're more like mini modules and mini lessons. So for the next 6 weeks, you're going to do 1 chapter per week. Chapter 1 this coming week, chapter 2 next week, and so on. Depending on what's going on during the last 2 weeks of school, I might have us do chapter 7, but we'll see. For now, I know we're going up through chapter 6. So this week, what you're going to do is you're going to click on chapter 1, and you'll go in there and you're going to see 3 lessons, which sounds like a lot. I promise it isn't. There's a video, a little bit of text, and a quiz. Now this is the teacher view. You're not going to see this teacher guide or answer key. You're going to see those 3 things under lesson 1. And I don't think this pops up in your view, but a video is going to pop up, and it's less than 3 minutes long. It's really short, and that's the case for all the videos. They're very short videos, a little bit of text to read, and then a 5-question quiz. Look, I'll show you the quiz. Here, I took it myself, and I did very well. So preview, here's the quiz right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, very short. And I don't even care if you use the videos along with it. Like, you can make this an open note quiz or an open text quiz. This is more so evidence that you have looked over the video and the text and understand what's going on. So this could take like 15 minutes at most. And I'm not saying, and that's just my estimate. So if you take longer, that's okay. I'm not attacking you. we all take different amounts of times for these things. But these shouldn't take a whole lot of time. 1, 2, 3 lessons. It's the same thing. So if each one's 15 minutes, 15, 20, 15, 30, 45, and maybe class schedule takes a little bit more time. So if we're, overestimating, maybe no more than an hour and a half per week. Okay. So these are pretty straightforward. Go through those before Friday. Okay, and then you have the activity, and this is where you apply a little bit of what you learn. So there's the activity instructions right here, and I think that's popping up outside of your view. So you click on that, you get the instructions, and you click on this link, class schedule activity, and this view is going to be completely different for you. You should see something along the lines of this view, where you have a little file name, a run button, a stop button, and so on. But that's going to show up for you right in here. For me, in the teacher view, I just have all your submissions. So if those instructions from the other page that's going to pop up, you're going to follow those and follow the instructions and try to write just a tiny bit of code right here. I think there will be something like, I think you'll click run, and if it works, then it submits, or you'll see. And if there's issues, ask me, and I'll figure it out with you. I will say that again, very simple to start you off. Nothing crazy like this one yet. Should be very simple to this. So just printing something. So you tell the computer, this is basically what your first activity is. You're printing something to be said. So hello world is always the very first thing a computer scientist will print out. Print hello world, and I can also print my name is Daniel. So if I click run, the computer is going to read through each line. It knows that it should print these words, and it did that right here. And then it goes to the next line, and it prints my name is Daniel, and it did that right there. And then that was the end of the line, so no more to program. Now that's not super exciting, so I did want to show you more of what is to come, where all of this does end up going, and how writing programs like this makes things a lot easier. So this is a program I wrote pretty quickly. So I thought of something that's pretty accessible to everyone. Thinking about are numbers prime or composite? You've done that since elementary school, and I think you continue to do that in high school math. So what I did was I defined a function that asks a user to input a number, any number, and then the computer will determine if that number is prime. So you don't have to think, oh, is 43 prime, and then go through all the possible factors and go, oh, it must be prime. I wrote a function that does that for you. And now you can do it with the biggest of numbers, and you don't have to think about that. So look, I'll run the program, and it says type in a positive number to see if it is prime. So let's type in like 43, and I press enter, and look, the computer figured out, oh, 43 is prime. And once you write a program like this once, you don't have to write it again. So you click run again, and you can keep using it for whatever use you need. So I can type in a gigantic number like that. I don't even want to read that right now. I press enter, and look how fast it was. It was able to very quickly determine that this is composite. It would take us probably hours to figure out if this is composite or prime. Especially if it's prime, it would be very hard to figure out. So this is kind of the end goal, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to achieve this this year, but you're going to get pretty close. If you, well, let's have a quickly look at the chapters. There we go. So you'll see all this. Again, I said you're going to go up to at least chapter 6. If you're super interested, I say this in the instructions document too, you can do 7, 8, and 9. 9 is functions that if you get up to this point, you would be able to write a program like this. And if you want to go even further than that, you can ask me. That right now it's hidden for you, but you can go even further than that if you wanted to. For the class, I'm just requiring you for now to go up to chapter 6. But if you're interested, and I'm sure many of you will start to become a little bit more interested in this, I will even open, I'd suggest you keep going, and I'll even open up more chapters. So that's the idea of what you're going to be doing for the next few weeks. And then that's pretty much it for the rest of the school year. You did a great job with SketchUp. I saw lots of wonderful sketches, especially the 3D models of your homes. Once I do get all of those and can compile them, I'll send them out and let you and all your parents see all the wonderful work you've done. But you did a pretty good job of learning a new program, pretty much, at home. Something that you can use whenever you want. So quickly again, you're watching the video right now, unless you just put me on in the background. Sign up instructions for this CompuScholar, login page, bookmark that, learning sequence and due dates. The due dates calendar is lower in this document, and a suggested sequence on how to break things up is there too. You might want to do all of this all at once, or each chapter, or like you can do this chapter all on Tuesday, and then don't have to do the rest for the rest of the week, or don't have to do more for the rest of the week. But if you're someone who needs structure and wants to break things up, then I put that suggested sequence in the calendar below. Submissions, you don't have to email me anything. If you submit on this website, then I'll be able to see it. Some frequently asked questions. I'm not going to go through all of them right now. You can read, stuff like, I got a little bit passive aggressive. How do I sign up for CompuScholar? Look at the first page. Some of you don't listen to instructions. It's right here. Read. What else? Can I do everything in 1 week? If you really want to do all 6 chapters in a week, then go for it. I'm not stopping you. That was this question. Can I leave everything to the last week of the marking period? You shouldn't, that's for sure. I'm going to bother you, and I'm going to email you or text you with whatever method of communication I have for you, and I'm going to bother you, and I'm going to say, where's your assignments? And if you really want me, Mr. Levinson, to be annoying you with all that, then sure, go for it. And if you want to be super stressed at the last week of school, then go for it. But if you want to be responsible and break up the work, then you would do everything week by week. 2 really important ones that I bolded for you. I'm confused. Should I give up and wait for you to nag me about my missing assignments before I ask you for help? No. A responsible person will reach out to me and ask for help. I wrote it right here. I'm not that scary. I'm not a scary person. I might be annoying. I can certainly be annoying, but that's for your own good, because you won't ask me for help when you clearly need it. The other one, I have something, this is more serious. I have something really serious going on outside of this class that is impacting my ability to do the classwork. Understandably, that is the case, especially in these times. Some of you have reached out to me and said stuff like, I've got this thing going on, I've got that thing going on, and I just can't do this assignment before the due date. And that's understandable. Of course I'm going to be understanding. You're a human, I'm a human. These things happen. But this is really key for you to listen to, especially if you haven't been on top of your things. A responsible individual, and I want you to be responsible, does not just let it slide and then wait until after the due date. This is school related, this is at work, this is any other dealings you have to deal with, like banking, and like you have a due bill, a bill that's due. A responsible person is not going to wait until after the bill is due to pay it, right? What they would do is they would reach out to whoever it is they have to and discuss what needs to be done. So you don't even have to go into every detail or explain your life story. Something as simple as, I've got something difficult going on at home, and I can't hand in this assignment on time. Can I hand it in next week? And a similar one here. That's not very specific. You can go as specific as you want. I'm not stopping you. If you feel comfortable talking to me about whatever's going on, then go for it. But if you're not comfortable talking to me about everything that's going on, then you don't have to get too specific about it. Just say, hey, something's going on. And then an even more responsible thing to do is to make a suggestion about what to do. Like, do you think can I hand it in next week, or can I hand it in 2 days instead of, on the due date? That's responsible, and doing that before the due date. Then this is not just school. So some of you have to learn that. You will definitely be respected more if you're honest and provide suggestions for change, like I just said. You will not be respected as much if you, not just by me, but by other people, if you let things slide without any sign of effort into improving the situation. So yeah, you waiting until the due date or right after the due date to say, hey, can I have an extension? That is not responsible, and you're not going to be as respected for that. So if you've been on top of your stuff, good for you. Keep going. You're going to do great. And if you're not quite there yet and you're getting a little bit behind on work, especially in these times, and this is the time to practice it, let's make that change. Let's try to practice some responsibility. Reach out to me with anything you need, preferably before the due date, so we can stay on top of things. And lastly, here are the calendars. I wrote stuff in. Suggestion. So if you want to break things up for yourself so you're super organized, then I'd say, okay, Monday, chapter 1, lesson 1 quiz is due. Oh, it's not formally due, but do that. The video and the text. And then Tuesday, do lesson 2. Wednesday, lesson 3. And then Thursday, the chapter 1 activity. And then I wrote for Friday, every Friday, chapter 1 due, chapter 2 due, chapter 3 due. But I've given suggestions throughout the week on breaking it up if you really need that guidance. That's fine if you do need it. And then looking at June, we have the first week of June's chapter 6. Second week of June, we will likely do chapter 7. So don't look at end of chapter 6 and be like, oh, it's done. We will likely do chapter 7, but I'm waiting for word on marking period grades and so on. When that's all supposed to be due. I think it's supposed to be due by the end of this week, where it says the 12th. And then I do know that the last day of school is supposed to be, as of now, the 19th. I don't imagine it will get pushed for any reason. We only used one school day, and we've been keeping up with all the schoolwork. Anyway, so that is that. That is what we're doing from here. Everything's here for you. I'm here for you, and I think some of you forget that. I am here for you. I'm here to walk you through things that it just isn't quite clicking with you, especially like you're going to see a video, maybe the video makes no sense to you. That's not any statement on your abilities. That's just, this video isn't clicking for you. So talk to me and I'll re-explain it. That's my job. That's my job, people. I can re-explain things in a different way that I know is better for you individually. But if you don't do that, then you're not going to be able to make progress. But anyway, you've all been doing a super good job, to the best of your ability. Keep it up. Got a few more weeks, and then we're all done. So that's all from me. So I'm going to stop this recording. Where is the button? There it is. So thank you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe and contribute to my Patreon.